Good morning and welcome to another exciting edition of Channel Sport this morning. I'm Tayo Salam.
Good morning and welcome. I'm Cecilia Amogbe.
It's always an action-packed world of sports right here. Channels TV Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. We'll give you all the latest going down in your world of sports. I'm Austin Okonakwan. Let's go to Dakar, Senegal, where today it's just more than a game for Coach Samson Siasia and the national under-23 team. Can they beat Senegal and qualify for the 2016 Rio Olympics? Now you understand why we called it more than a game.
Yeah, definitely. And right here in Lagos, Nigerian players are in for a real battle when they will be facing the top seeds in the Governor's Cup in the second round.
Wow, good luck to the lads because it's when you start getting to the championship rounds, that's when the boys are separated from the men. So they will need a lot of luck. Also on the show today, Manchester United will play no further part in the UEFA Champions League following a 3-2 defeat at Wolfsburg. Next stop for the Red Devils is the Europa League. Incredible.
I was trying to wonder who did that headline. Off to Europa with an exclamation mark for Louis van Gaal and his team. And Cecilia caused this.
Why have you called my name?
Come on,
I'm just trying to.
Hold on. When you're playing goalless draw 5 times in the league, you're like, okay. We actually said he was playing boring football and all that. They weren't scoring. He decided to play some kind of had an interesting football, so to speak.
Quite exciting.
Yeah, exactly. It was exciting. I loved the game, except that they lost. So so when you play exciting games, you lose. So I think maybe you should stick with his usual tactics. But then, come on, Man United, £258.7 million, and the only thing you can get is Nick Powell. Okay. All right. I think
he plays in the Europa League, and that headline was a screamer. Off to Europa with an exclamation mark for Manchester United. I'm sure Manchester United fans would like that, but that's what it is. Football, with the UEFA Champions League, anything can happen. That's not just what is getting us talking. Yeah. We'll come back to UEFA Champions League, but we said it here, and it still says, hey, look, we don't care. They should do whatever they want to do. The IBF, they called on the Tyson Fury comes in, give us our belts.
Yeah, Austin, like I said the other time, the worst case scenario was always going to be, losing the belt, and that's what has happened today. Tyson Fury is no longer the IBF heavyweight champion of the world. Barely 2 weeks after winning
it. Yes, of course. But he still had the other, just the IBF, right?
Just the IBF. Yeah, it's still the champion for the WBO, IBO, and WB as well. So I guess there's nothing to really cry about in this situation.
And Ty, all this is because he has refused to say he will fight Glasgow?
Yeah, that's all. That's it.
I think you should. I said something like, you are a champion. You have a mandatory challenge that you're supposed to face. Before your next fight. Talking about the rematch, because the rematch was not the initial plan in the world governing body. So the initial plan was actually the mandatory challenge that you're supposed to fight Glasgow, and now you're saying you will not be able to do that. But I think he was really willing to actually lose it.
Yeah, Cecilia, it's a bit more complicated than that, in the sense that they've got a contract with Vladimir Klitschko as well.
When will this fight happen?
Yeah, it's going to be some. From what I'm hearing, it's going to be sometime in April, May.
Okay, now when is Glasgow fight coming?
Yeah, there's not time for that yet.
Yeah.
But then,
so why not make out a time for this one first,
Austin,
and of course go for the other?
As a professional boxer, Tyson Fury has got to do the best for himself, for his career. And right now, he feels fighting Vladimir again would do a lot better for him than fighting Glasgow.
That's what it is.
Okay,
so that's what he's done here. He doesn't mind losing the belt.
Yeah. At this point, he sees himself as being more than a brand.
Exactly.
What sort of revenue will I get fighting Glasgow? What's the media hype? How much will Tayo, Cecilia, and Austin talk about it?
Exactly.
So I defeated Klitschko and my life turned around. Whether he wins or not against Klitschko again, it doesn't really matter because he knows he's going to get good money from it. Absolutely. And of course, we'll keep talking about him.
Absolutely. He's going to make a killing if this fight goes ahead. And like I said, Cecilia, that's why he's going for it. There's no bigger fight out there for him than facing Vladimir Klitschko again.
Now check Glasgow. I mean, he's also Ukrainian. He has won 21 fights out of his 22 professional fights. Well, simply because, he wants a rematch with that. I think losing that IBF title, it's really not a good one for him, because I just wanted him to have the 3 with him, because we have Deontay Wilder, who keeps saying that he wants to unify all the belts. He's actually the one with WBC the belt and all that. He wants a situation whereby there will be a real heavyweight champion. Since Lennox Lewis, no other person has done it. That's what he wanted. Now, with him not having the IBF, I think really it's not a good one anyway.
Yeah, that's a shame. It's a shame. It's going to be very hard. But then Wilder has already said he doesn't care who owns the belt. I'm going to unify the division. So
he's going to keep fighting everyone that has the belt.
Until he does it. Yeah, so it gets to a point where we have an undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. That's not a big deal to him. It's going to happen when it will happen.
Okay, we'll just wait.
In the meantime, Wilder will just keep his WBC title himself until we get a development from now on.
Before we go on from Fury as well, so Fury has been talking himself into trouble. Yeah, they've opened an eight crime investigation against him in England right now for comments he made. We're going to go into details here now, but he's made some comments that didn't sit down well with the authorities over there. So I don't know.
I think it will take time for him to manage his success because, I mean, we keep saying it goes with character.
Yes,
sometimes the difference between Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi is character in the middle. If you look at Vladimir Klitschko, he has done so well because he talks less, and he's a modest guy. He doesn't
and everyone
look for
says
trouble.
he's boring.
And they call him boring. Yeah, that tag, boring.
Well, but it's okay. It has taken him off trouble. Fury, in less than 2 weeks,
Seriously getting into
has
trouble.
lost his IBF belt. Into trouble with a lot of allegations and all that. It doesn't even speak well for him.
Okay, just be boring and just be good.
That's what makes him a colorful character, and you need those kind of characters in boxing sometimes.
That's it, because he's been boring for a while.
On the ring,
heavyweight.
and those press conferences, those pre-fight conferences. It's lovely. Come out, do all of that, but come on, out of the ring, you're a role model to society. Kids are looking up to you. You should live a decent life.
Yeah, just keep singing for us. We love that, but don't get into trouble.
But let's quickly bring you into all of what we're doing this morning right here, Channels TV Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. That's our feedback mechanisms right there on your screen. We love it when you're involved. You can send us an email to sports.thismorning@channelstv.com. On Twitter, we're channels_sports.
If you want to know what's
channels_sports. Go search for us on Twitter, follow us, verified Twitter handle, and we'll give you all the updates. Yes, coming from a world of sports. And on Facebook, we're channels-sports. You don't have the hashtag, but please listen. You can join the conversation using these hashtags. We told you it's more than a game for Coach Samson Siasia and the national under-23 team. Talk to us with the hashtag CAF under-23. Today, also on the program, we'll talk about wrestling and the big things Oduayo Adekuroye is doing for herself and Nigeria as a country. She's going to India. We'll talk about Oduayo Adekuroye with the hashtag Adekuroye. We'll also talk about Gloria Ofoegu. Remember that Super Falcons player that got injured? Terrible knee injury. There's good news. What's the news? Just watch this space. We tell you all going down with Gloria Ofoegu. There's also the Governors Cup Tennis Championship. Cecilia has been following it. We also love talking tennis here. We'll talk about that using the hashtag Governors Cup. And of course, Manchester United fans, talk to us this morning. There's no more UEFA Champions League football. It's off to Europa. That's what my guy said, off to Europa with an exclamation mark. Talk to us with the hashtag Manchester United and the hashtag Champions League.